All right, 7 plus negative 81. Now this is a problem that we've done very similar problems to, just with smaller numbers. So if these were smaller numbers, we could easily just go to the right 7 on a number line, and then go to the left 81. But since these are large numbers, none of us wants to draw a number line that big, and none of us wants to go counting in that tedious way. So here's the better way, and please listen up. Please grab a piece of paper and follow along. Write down what I'm writing down so that you can internalize it a little bit better as we're going. So the first thing you need to do is you need to notice that these are opposite sign integers. The 7, you can't see it, but it's positive. The negative 81 is obviously negative. So that means we're going to set up a subtraction problem because they are opposite signs. So the way we figure out what to put on top of the subtraction problem is not which number is larger, because 7 is technically a larger number. 81 is a very, very small number. It's less than because it's negative. We set up on top the one that has the larger absolute value. Now that's the one that's further from 0, or an easy way to think of it is if that number were positive, then how big is it? So the absolute value of negative 81 is positive 81. The absolute value of positive 7 is just still 7. So negative 81 has a bigger absolute value, and that's very important because that's the number that we're going to put on top. And whichever number we've put on top here, or whichever one has the larger absolute value, is what the answer is going to be. The answer is going to be negative. So we can take this negative sign, we can move it down to the bottom, and then we have a subtraction problem just like we're used to. We just know that the answer is going to end up being negative. So 81 minus 7, we have to think 11 minus 7 and borrow from the 8. You know the drill. So we get 4 and then 7. So negative 74 is the answer. Now, negative 15 minus 12. The first thing you have to do with a large subtraction problem is change it to addition. So, negative 15 minus 12 is actually the same thing as negative 15 minus 12. And we can think of it like that from now on. We can cancel this because it's tougher to think of it that way, and you'll see why. And then when we have an addition problem like this where it's the same signs, we can actually think of it as addition still. But we need to remember that the sign that they have is going to be what the answer is going to be. So a negative number plus another negative number is always going to be a negative answer. A positive number plus a positive number is always going to be a positive answer. So once we've taken care of that, we actually don't need to worry about the signs anymore. So we can just add these two together, just remembering that the answer is going to be negative. So once we've done that, we can see pretty simply that the answer is negative 27.